Good evening. I'm Jarita Postlethwaite, Superintendent of Charleston County Schools, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to this graduation celebration for the class of 2020. As you know, this virtual ceremony is just the first way graduates will be recognized. Your school has planned face-to-face diploma awarding ceremonies for you in the coming days. Today, I want to acknowledge up front that we'd all rather be together, just as we would have preferred to spend the last 2 months going to class, participating in or attending school activities, going to the prom, just enjoying the normal school during the final weeks of your journey that began many years ago in elementary school and brought you to this point. However, the pandemic has forced all of us to rethink everything that we previously knew as normal. One thing that has not changed is your remarkable accomplishments. We gather today to recognize the relationships that you have formed, to honor your achievements, your memories, and your hard work. So I offer to each of you my personal congratulations. You've achieved this milestone event of graduation. We will celebrate you virtually today and look forward to seeing you in person to offer you our best wishes as you enter the world as the remarkable class of 2020.
Please stand for the national anthem sung by Uziza Kita, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Ajunique Moore, JROTC Battalion Commander, and Cadet Command Sergeant Major Joshua Wright, JROTC Battalion Command Sergeant Major.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order, arms. Present, arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order, arms.
Greetings and welcome again on behalf of Burke High School's administration, faculty, staff, and students. Graduation is a special ceremony, and we know the class of 2020 will forever cherish this special date and time in their lives. I wish to acknowledge the leadership and service of our Charleston County School Board, led by Chair Reverend Dr. Eric Mack and Vice Chair Mrs. Kate Darby. Members of the District 20 Constituent Board, chaired by Ms. Downing Child and Vice Chair Mrs. Diana Yarborough. Our distinguished superintendent, Dr. Jarita Postlethwaite. Dr. Postlethwaite is supported by Ms. Carolyn Belcher, our Chief Academic Officer, Mr. Jeffrey Baroe, Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Bill Brigman, Human Resources, Mr. Donald Kennedy, Chief Financial and Administrative Officer, and Mrs. Erica Taylor, Chief of Staff, along with Executive Directors, Ms. Sharon Randall, Dr. Joseph Williams, and Mr. Trevor Strotterman. I wish to again recognize our dedicated teachers and staff who have made such a significant impact upon the lives of our students, as well as our school counseling director and counselor, Ms. Michelle Garris and Mrs. Allison Hurley. School administrators, Mrs. Dana Rogers, Mr. Alan Smith, and Mr. Michael Corey McDonald. Allow me another moment to acknowledge a special group of individuals who I am sure cannot believe this day has arrived. These people were with you at birth, celebrated your first tooth, your first steps, and I am sure for them, seems like it was only yesterday that you were in kindergarten. These are the parents, grandparents, and family members of our graduating seniors. We want you to know how much we appreciate your support of these students and their continuous learning through these unprecedented times. And now, to the graduating class of 2020. You have had an incredible impact on this school and community, despite the unparalleled challenges you faced in the midst of a pandemic. This speaks to the determination and fortitude you have demonstrated to earn a place in this ceremony today. Each of you completed a course of study designed to prepare you for life after high school, whether you continue your education in college or begin a career in the workplace or military. We are confident you will become a citizen that will make our world a better place to live. I'm reminded of an article I read describing former First Lady Michelle Obama. As you know, she grew up on the south side of Chicago, living close to the University of Chicago, but never set foot inside the building. In her words, it was a fancy college, and it didn't have anything to do with me. Some of you are feeling the very same way about MUSC, Trident Technical College, the College of Charleston, the Citadel, Charleston Southern, Boeing, Bosch, the hospitality and tourism industry. Just to name a few of the destinations or places that you may think have nothing to do with you. Well, I beg to differ with you, as they have everything to do with you. Any one of them, along with the schools or workplaces of your choice, can become the opportunity or bridge, if you will, that takes you to your destiny. The challenge for you is to make sure you are in position to cross that bridge. Yes, it's been a disappointment to have had to cancel your senior prom and the traditional graduation ceremony. COVID-19 has caused many special moments to come to a halt, but opportunity still awaits you. Your future is bright, and very soon you will realize that the coronavirus was just a brief setback to allow you time to establish a huge setup for an amazing comeback. As author Eric Thomas notes in his book, The Secret of Success, getting knocked back is really a step forward toward achievement. After all, you are the class that was recognized for an award-winning project through New Tech Network. Among you are Life Scholars, a board scholar, CTE program completers, teacher cadets, scholar athletes, and of course, the internationally renowned high school band members. So don't become disheartened. It is inevitable. You did and you will succeed. The term salutatorian distinguishes the individual who has maintained the second highest overall grade point average over a 4-year high school career. Our 2020 salutatorian's accomplishments include 2020 Teacher Cadet, completion of 3 AP courses, member of the Burke Boys varsity basketball team, integral player of the Burke High School State High School Basketball Championship 2017, and All-Region 6AA basketball player for the past 3 years. This young man has a cumulative GPA of 4.23 as calculated at the end of the third 9 weeks grading period on the South Carolina Uniform Grading Scale. He will attend Clemson University in the fall and major in engineering. As he comes forward, please join me in congratulating Burke High School's 2020 salutatorian, Kyrie Marvin Thompson.
Hello, family, friends, loved ones, and the almighty Burke community. Today is a very special day. By the grace of God, we are here to celebrate the accomplishments of the Burke High School class of 2020. This journey has been a long one filled with blood, sweat, and tears. In spite of that, we were able to create bonds and friendships that will last a lifetime. We were able to meet the best teachers who nurtured us as their very own. Each teacher instilled in us tools for the future and provided us with knowledge that cannot be taken away from us. The administrative staff, who gave us tough love when we needed it, taught us rights and the wrongs of the real world and fought endlessly behind the scenes, all to help us mend and build each other as peers, classmates, and friends. Last but not least, our parents, our guardian angels. You have shaped us into the young adults we have become. From staying out late countless nights when we were stuck in the gym running suicides, on the field suffering through bear crawls, or even staying up late studying. Your sacrifices were never overlooked. Those are the reasons we made it through together, and we thank you. We all have longed for this moment, and unfortunately, it may have not ended the way we had hoped or dreamed, but God has bigger and better plans. He dealt this hand to the strongest, to the class of 2020, and we will embrace this hand and we will succeed. So I say to you, class of 2020, be great, be strong, and be you. I remember the first time I began shaping my future. I was merely 6 years old. I hardly knew my right from left. At that time in my life, I found something I loved doing, and that was competing in sports. With that acknowledgement, I realized that I would compete at it in many more years to come. Even now, I am still shaping my future. I say this to you to tell you that it is never too late to shape your own future. As the old saying goes, grab life by the horns, and when you do, make the most of it. I love you, Burke High, class of 2020. Take care. Thank you.
As you know, the term valedictorian distinguishes the individual who has maintained the highest overall grade point average over a 4-year high school career. This year's valedictorian's accomplishments include being a member of the Burke High School Student Government Association for 2 years, vice president of the senior class, junior class advocate, being a member of the Student Improvement Council as the secretary and student advocate. This young lady has a cumulative GPA of 4.428 as calculated at the end of the year on the South Carolina Uniform Grading Scale. She will be attending North Carolina A&T State University in the fall and will be majoring in English and minoring in education. Please join me in congratulating Aisha Brianna Bowens.
Greetings, everyone. I understand that through unforeseen circumstances, this is not our expectations of this day. With expectations of either walking across that stage and or watching someone that you love walk across that stage. But here we are with the resources to still hold a graduation, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to still be a part of this journey with you all. I would first and foremost like to thank God for allowing me to see this day today. I would like to thank the family members and the village that helped raise the Burke High School class of 2020. I would like to thank the following teachers for supporting and guiding me through this journey: Mrs. Reed, Mr. Kemp, Dr. Ryan, Dr. Goller, Mr. Pareto, Mr. Brown, Mrs. Joseph, and Ms. Mandel. I would like to also thank my mother and give praise to my grandmother. The two who inspired me and motivated me to be the person I am today. The two who told me I could when I thought I couldn't. The two who inspired me to carry on my legacy, our legacy here at Burke. To the Burke High School class of 2020, we still made it. This moment closes the 13-year-long chapter of our lives, with every page starting with the anticipation and the countdown to this very moment. In the infamous words of Jatavia Johnson, when I was counting down, they counted me out. This is not our first time that we have been challenged with the obstacle on the road to this very day. Even with dealing with the possibility of closing the school, rumors on how we are as a school, or even the proposed future of Burke students persevered. Having a Bulldog family truly trumps it all. I'm grateful for the friends that turned into family bonds. Every day here was a family reunion. We saw each other every day by either having the same classes, different classes, or same lunches, or even between the 5-minute window of transitioning between classes. Whenever we passed each other, we checked in, making sure that we gave each other love through a hug, wave, or a smile. Texting somebody in the group chat to get a field trip form for you, or even calling somebody to see where they are so they won't get left on that said field trip. Field trips are one of the many ways that we supported each other. Having the unspoken tradition of doing the electric slide or Cupid shuffle, or even singing Before I Let You Go, the original, surprisingly in harmony. I can't believe that time has truly passed. It felt like yesterday I was lost on campus trying to find Mrs. Richardson class. We truly went from OMG girls and mindless behavior to city girls and Migos. I want to thank you all for allowing me to meet you and watch you evolve. I want to thank you all for allowing me to meet you and watch you partake in the journey of your evolution. The evolution of the way you learn, communicate, and how you address conflict. Your evolution has truly inspired me. I've recently read a quote from a role model of mine. As you let your own light shine, I would say you bring out the best in others. But since at heart we all want to be, in reality, you unconsciously give others permission to do the same. Even though we all might not have walked the same path, we've evolved to this very moment as a family. Some may have lost angels that who we thought would not have flown away so soon, lost hope and ambitions in ourselves at times. Some may have even fought and won the battle of depression and anxiety, or lost bonds that we thought would last. Yet you've made it through, and I am extremely proud of you all. I want to remind you of the good we had even when we had our backs against the wall. I want to leave you all with this. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. No matter what you may encounter, you have what is in you to be successful. Success is truly inevitable when you're a Burke Bulldog. We all might have faced many defeats, but we did not say we were defeated. We called for teachers, alumni, administrators, fellow students, and they answered. Remember that you will always have a Bulldog family that's 10 toes behind you. Just call and we'll be there.
Dr. Postlewaite, I present to you the distinguished graduating class of 2020. They have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation and are entitled to all of the rights and privileges associated with this honor. With the authority vested in me by the Board of Education in the state of South Carolina and the Charleston County School District, it is now my pleasure to certify you as you receive your high school diplomas. You may now turn your tassels from right to left. You are high school graduates. Congratulations.